Moving from the sunny shores of Florida to the charming state of Delaware can be a significant lifestyle change, especially for retirees that are looking for a new place to call home. And although I think of Delaware as the northern Florida, there are definitely some differences between the two states. So today I want to go over what the differences are, the lifestyle changes, the climate, and some tips for you to have a smooth moving experience. Okay, so first of all, why are so many people choosing Delaware as a place to retire to, especially coming from the beautiful state of Florida? I have many clients that call me, and either they are moving to Delaware for the first time, or they are moving back to Delaware or back to the northern part of the East Coast. And the reason is for many different reasons. Some of them being cost of living, cost of homeowners insurance, tax benefits, the climate, and honestly, just a different pace of life. Also, Delaware is centrally located with the metropolitan areas. So say, for example, if you have family in Pennsylvania or Maryland, New Jersey, even Virginia, it's very easy. Also, I forgot New York. It is very easy to get to these areas within a few hours, as opposed to living in Florida, where you're going to need to take a plane to get here. Or you could drive, but you're looking at like a 20-hour drive, which most people, honestly, when they get older, don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm not even that old, and I don't want to do that. It's not fun. So let's talk about some of the reasons why someone would want to move to Delaware. One being the cost of living. If you've watched my other videos, you know that the cost of living when it comes to housing and property taxes, Delaware is significantly lower in property taxes and about 2% lower than the national average for housing costs. Plus, we don't have any sales tax. So mixed with our grocery bills, our utility bills, and our housing costs with property taxes and no sales tax, the cost of living goes down pretty significantly from Florida. And let's just get right into it because I feel like it is such a hot topic right now. The cost of homeowners insurance. The stories that I have heard from clients moving from Florida have literally broken my heart. Whether it be that they can't get homeowners insurance because of all of the hurricanes, or their homeowners insurance is $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, especially if they live on the coast of Florida and they're more prone to hurricanes. And that's actually one of the number one questions that I get asked when people are moving to Delaware. They say, I don't want to be in a flood zone. And it kind of catches me off guard because a lot of Delaware isn't in a flood zone. So I honestly don't really think about it that much. But coming from Florida, I could totally understand why that would be your number one concern when moving to Delaware, especially since Delaware is on the coast. But we do not get hurricanes often at all, really. The last major hurricane was Hurricane Sandy, which was a Category 5, and it was devastating. But that was back in 2008, I believe. No, I'm sorry, 2011, I believe, or 12. So it has been a significant amount of time since we've had a major hurricane hit Delaware. Some other climate benefits to Delaware, well, I see them as benefits, is Delaware does get all 4 seasons. So yes, we have days where it is 90 degrees, sometimes 98 degrees, and then we have days where it is 75, 70. We have the fall, we have spring, and yes, we sometimes get snow. Now, have we had years where there was no snow? Actually, yes. About 3 years ago, we had actually not one flake of snow. It was actually kind of sad. I'm not a person that would live in upstate New York and have 60 inches of snow because that's just not me. But I do like a little dusting, especially around Christmas. No, I mean, who doesn't? But no, we do not get significant snowstorms. Now, just this past year, we did have, I would say about 6 inches a couple times, but really it melted very, very quickly. So that is the one thing that you will see in Delaware, is that the snow melts very quickly and the weather seems to, because of the peninsula, just seems to dissipate. So you'll see a lot of storms that are supposed to come in, and then all of a sudden it will hit the Delaware border and it just goes away, which is really nice. Now, don't get me wrong, we do get occasional thunderstorms, especially in the summer, but is not significant. We have recently and when I say recently, in the past 5 years, we have had a couple tornadoes. Yes, they were damaging. They did not go very far, and that has been a new thing recently. Now, if you are someone that loves the fall foliage, this is also the perfect place for you. And here's a great option. Delaware, we'll get the trees that turn orange and yellow and it's gorgeous, but you are not far away from Pennsylvania. And going to Lancaster and seeing the rolling hills with all of these gorgeous trees. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put a picture up because I just can't get over this view. It's so much better in person, but it is, I love, love, love going to upstate Pennsylvania in the fall and just looking at all the trees. It is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Like, there's no words to describe what you see in the fall in Pennsylvania. But we do get that in Delaware as well. But here's what I'm saying. You're not very far from Pennsylvania to take a day trip to Knoebels or Lancaster or any of the other surrounding areas, whether that be New Jersey, New York. You could even go to New York City for the day and be back in your warm, comfy bed by the end of the night. Some other benefits to moving to Delaware is our healthcare. Because Delaware is known to be a retirement state, we do have a good amount of healthcare facilities in the state, and they are constantly adding more. We have major hospitals throughout the entire state. There are satellite locations, there are walk-ins, there are urgent cares, there are emergency rooms. I think just where I live, there's at least 5 different emergency rooms, walk-ins, urgent cares within a 5-mile radius, honestly. It's not very far at all. And I can tell you from experience, because I've been to them, that they're all amazing and wonderful. And we also have AI DuPont for children. We also have which is Nemours. And then we also have Christiana Hospital, which is probably one of the #1 hospitals on the East Coast. Once again, from experience, I can tell you that the NICU is absolutely amazing. I can tell you that the surgeons are actually absolutely amazing. And all of the doctors, honestly, in Delaware have been really, really good to us. So if you are someone that is worried about moving to Delaware, thinking that you have a doctor here and you have a doctor here, just know that Delaware, once again, is not very big. So even if your doctors are spread out, you could get to them within a half hour. Now, I did just mention that Delaware is small. And when I say Delaware is small, most likely you're going to meet someone that knows this person that you also know, that knows this person that you also know, because that is how small Delaware is. It is also a very tight-knit community. And if you are someone that is looking for a retirement community, we have them throughout the state, and they're even building more and more. So whether you're looking for a 55-plus community that has a clubhouse with an outdoor pool and bocce ball and shuffleboard and all of these clubs, or maybe you're someone that just wants to live in a 55-plus community but really doesn't want to pay for the HOA fee of what a clubhouse costs and the pool and everything else like that, we have communities that don't really have that many amenities. That would be perfect for that. Or if you're someone that maybe is just looking for a ranch-style home, you don't want to be in a neighborhood, we also have homes just like that in Kent County as well, and even Sussex County. Whether you want to live near the beach, or you want to live near the city, or you want to be in the suburbs, or you want to be very, very rural, like in Harrington, we have all of that. So, and if you are looking for a diverse community, I call Delaware, honestly, like a melting pot, because I really do think that we have so many different cultures here that you are bound to find exactly what you're looking for. So do not be hesitant to move here thinking that you won't make any friends or that you won't fit in. Because honestly, most of the people that live in Delaware aren't originally from Delaware. Funny thing that I actually thought about that the other day. Most of the people that I've met in Delaware actually aren't from here. Fun fact. So just know that we're all transplants, right? So it is such a tight-knit community. I can't picture living anywhere else but Delaware at this point. So as much as I love Florida to visit, I can totally understand wanting to get away from the heat and the homeowner's insurance and moving to the northern Florida, which is Delaware. All right, so let's talk about some tips for a smooth moving experience. One being, you're probably going to want to hire a moving company. I would consider that not cross country, but a significant move. And if you are not someone that wants to drive a U-Haul, or you're worried about your items getting damaged or not packing it correctly, or maybe you are someone that can't physically pick up your furniture, it might be in your best interest to hire a moving company. We have many different moving companies in Delaware, whether you're looking for a pod, or we have these pods that they actually call cows. They actually have cows on the side of them. That's definitely a Delaware thing. And we also have different moving companies that I can put down in the description, or you can send me an email and I can send you exactly what the moving companies that I recommend are. I've had plenty of people either move from Delaware to Florida or Florida to Delaware. So I'm very, very well versed in the moving company situation. But I do recommend hiring that just because getting a U-Haul and having to pack your own stuff and having to worry about the mileage on the U-Haul and this and that, it might just be easier to either pack a pod and have movers pack you there and then move the pod out here, or you could have a moving company that actually has a tractor trailer that is going to move you and then move your stuff in. Either way, a moving company is so much easier than doing it yourself. So some other things to consider when moving and making this a smooth moving experience is when you actually do get to Delaware. If you are new to my channel, I talk about the things that you're going to have to do when you get to Delaware, meaning getting a new license, getting your car registered. I actually have a video on how to register your car in Delaware, and I'll put it right here. So, in case you haven't watched that video, if you are thinking about getting a new vehicle before moving to Delaware, I suggest that you wait until you actually get here to buy that new vehicle. Because when you register your car or truck or whatever you drive in Delaware, you will have to pay what's called a document fee. The document fee is 4.25% of the Kelley Blue Book value of your vehicle. And from experience, that could be $1,000 that you weren't expecting when you transferred your vehicle. So just keep that in mind, that if you are thinking about getting a new vehicle, if you have a beater car, I honestly would get it up here and register it and then get the new vehicle. Or just move here with no vehicles and then buy whatever you need in here in Delaware. Just because that is technically, in my opinion, sales tax again. And who wants to pay sales tax twice, even though it's considered a document fee? So if you have already paid sales tax in the state that you have already paid for the vehicle, it might be in your best interest to just move here with no vehicles or wait to buy a new vehicle until you get to Delaware. You will also need to register your dogs if you have any pets coming with you. You will need a dog license in the state of Delaware, and you also will need to update your address as well. Speaking of address, let's talk about the housing market. So the cost of housing in Delaware is lower than it is in Florida. One of the reasons being is that most of our homes are not considered in flood zones, so you do not have to purchase flood insurance, so that monthly payment is slightly cheaper. And also, just our cost of housing in general is 2% than the national average. Now, the utility bills between Florida and Delaware, I really do think it is going to be slightly cheaper in Delaware just because we don't really get hot until, I would say, May, maybe June really. And it really only goes until I would say September, and then we have fall. And you're not really turning your heat on until closer to the end of November. So really, you can have your windows open for a really good amount of time. And for that reason, I really don't think that your utility bills are going to be as much as they are in Florida. So you can kind of take a little small break on your utility bills if you choose to move to Delaware. But the best ways to adjust to living in Delaware is to, one, embrace the seasons. If you are someone that maybe doesn't like the cold, like I said, I really don't think we stay very cold for very long. So if you are someone that doesn't like the cold, or maybe you don't like the heat, I would suggest moving out of Florida if you don't like the heat. But just know that we do have 4 seasons. I would try to embrace the seasons. I also would try to get involved in different clubs or activities, or like the library has things, churches have things. If you are in a 55 plus community, they have clubs galore, and I can actually point you in the right direction if you are looking for those types of activities or clubs or anything else like that. We also have senior centers throughout the state of Delaware. So if you are someone that is looking for a senior center to get involved, or maybe you are looking for senior transportation. So I do think that moving to Delaware can be a very rewarding experience, especially if you are someone that is retired, just looking for a different pace of life, looking for a slightly cheaper pace of life too, because like I said, housing is slightly cheaper, utility bills are slightly cheaper, our property taxes are lower, our homeowner's insurance is lower. And unless you don't like the cold and don't like all 4 seasons, I truly, truly, truly think that Delaware is the place for you. If you are interested in moving from Florida to Delaware, I do have tons of experience working with people that have done that same move. I would love the opportunity to help you, and my information is down below in the description. Please feel free to send me an email, or you can get set up on my calendar and we can have a one-on-one buyer consultation. I really hope that this video helped. If it did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I can't wait for you to see what Delaware has to offer. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. Hey, if you were thinking about retiring to Delaware, you should definitely check out this video right here. And if you would love to tour Delaware communities with me, check out this playlist right here. And don't forget, subscribe to my channel.